book club, except I don't know anyone else who reads, so I'm just telling them what happens in the book. You don't have to read. It's okay. I'll tell you what happens. I'll read it for you, and then I'll tell it to you in a very unhinged way. It will be good for both of us. Trust me. Let me do it. So this is from the book, A Darker Shade of Magic, by the way. Alternate, it takes place in London, but there's alternate London. So Grey London is like normie London, and Red London is the next one over, and it has magic. White London also has magic, but its magic is kind of fucked up, and it's like in a constant state of war, and you go there to die. That's White London. And then there's another one that's completely sealed off from the rest because like people used to be able to travel between them. And that's Black London. And Black London was shut off because the magic was like there was like so much magic that everyone went fucking crazy. And so they shut it off. They sealed it off. Less than a quarter of the way through the book. I'm at like 20% right now. But the entire are basically, they're fancy royal mailmen, and they carry correspondences between the different Londons, the monarchy and stuff like that. For the first time ever, I am attracted to one of the female characters in the book. Yeah. My sexuality works like this. I'm attracted to real women and fictional men. Like always, exclusively. Like I am never attracted to fictional women. Dude, she's so hot though. At least the way that I'm imagining her, because it's a book, but she's so hot.
Not real. Can't bang. Discard.
I was joking about being an incel. I don't think that way about women. But like, I know, like it's obvious to me why I'm not attracted to fictional women who are written by men. Like, because like whatever the male gaze version is of a woman, I'm like, that's not, no, I don't do that. I have the lesbian gaze. That's gaze squared. The gay gaze. Dude, fictional men hit different. Their best quality is that they're not real. Honestly, my type when it comes to like fictional dudes too is so fucking toxic and bad. I like when characters have rage issues.
It's cause they exhibit the rage you wish to in real life.
Is it? Maybe. I think it's more so to do with the fact I'm actually really attracted to masculinity, but not men. So I think that's why I can like fictional men and why I also don't like fictional women a lot of the times, because it's pretty rare to find masculine women in media anywhere. They're pretty rare because they don't appeal very broadly. I like them though.
You only want the women in books who lift weights with kegels.
Okay, you don't understand what I mean by masculine. You don't need to be that strong. Okay, you just like tough women. Lila is so fucking hot. Last update I did, I had only just been introduced to her character. The next chapter that I read was like almost entirely about her. And she disguises herself as a man. And so she has like really short hair and she talks in like a really rough voice. The way the book describes her, she's like very angular. So she's like trying to get like funds together so she can get her own ship and stuff like that. Which is such a fucking weird thing to want. As like a loner, how you can't be a pirate of one. You have to have like a crew. She goes around like, killing people. She literally kills someone in her introduction. God, I have such shit taste. I'm obsessed with her. I love them both. Had a horrible realization. I don't have the best attention span. I don't know if you can tell. I get a little bit distracted sometimes. A little bit. And somehow I missed half of Kel's description when he was introduced. Like, fucking missed the fact that he's a ginger. And that's not how I was imagining him. And I wanted to look to see if anyone had made fan art for this series they had. It was all very beautiful. I was like, oh, it's red.
You missed a major detail about the main character. You listen at 2 times speed.
Have you ever listened to an audiobook at normal speed? Torture! Hey, it only sounds normal at like at least 1.25 speed, but then the 1.25 starts to wear off, so you gotta go up again. And before you know it, you're at 2 times speed, and then that's the only way it sounds normal to you.
Let the drama settle. You're rushing the drama and it won't rise correctly. It's like a souffle.
Like, no, that's not how audiobooks work. You don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Because the thing about audiobooks is that it actually goes slower than reading a physical book. If you read at a normal speed, which I actually read slightly slower than normal, it still goes faster than listening to an audiobook, even at 2 times speed, for most people.
Imagine being able to read fast.
I feel like I do read fast, but I know I don't. I know my reading speed's nerfed because I have dyslexia. Dude, speaking of dyslexia, I learned somewhat recently from TikTok. I learned that if you go to like dyslexia school or whatever, you have like a teacher, you get actual help. The way they teach you how to read is different than normal people. I didn't know that. I thought I just had to try harder. I got fucking scammed. Like, even to this day, when it comes to writing letters and numbers and stuff like that, that's all muscle memory for me. That's how I learned how to write correctly. Because I still, like, if you were to show me 2 number 4s and have one of them flipped, I would not be able to tell you which one was wrong. I have no idea. So I'm like 60% through A Darker Shade of Magic, and it's giving Lord of the Rings now. The magical artifact that they got from Black London, that like rock, Kel was using it, couldn't let go of it, and he gets kind of like Golem vibes about it. But it seems like it doesn't affect Lila as much. I think she's gonna be his Bilbo. Literally like murderous, tall, scary, cross-dressing, like anti-Hobbit vibes. But also, we learn that magic is somewhat like sentient. They imply that it's alive earlier on, but now it's like literally it's the stone. It was used on the people attacking Kel. Like they're like possessed by the magic itself. Oh, I think I like get to a moment in a book where you feel like the author is like trying to make something not obvious, but you know. I never have those moments. I'm too stupid. But I had that moment because Lila and Kel step through the gate and like show up in Red London for the first time. They get separated. And he's like going through the crowd, right? There's like a parade because it's the prince's birthday. Because Kel is basically owned by the royal family of Red London, they treat him like he's their son. So he's kind of a prince too, but he's like a possession for them. So he doesn't feel like they're his family, but there's a power imbalance there. But his brother, the like actual prince of Red London, like he definitely exclusively views Kel as his brother. It's his birthday and seeing like a parade thing. There's like looking out over the crowd being like wink walk, like charming and shit to all the people. And then he sees Lila and he stares at her, and it's like this weird moment, and then she stares back at him and he stares at her, and you're supposed to be like, why is he staring at, like, what's going? But I remember, I may be reading at 2 times speed, but this did not give me, okay? I remembered because Kel gives Lila his coat before they go through the gate. So she's wearing his coat and he's missing right now. So that's why he's staring at her. And I was like, I know it. He's like, who's this bitch? What'd you do to my brother? Or he's thinking my brother blew me off on my birthday to go hang out with some girl. Cool. Or because Lila's a cross-dresser, maybe he thinks Lila's a man and he's like, oh my god, I didn't know Kel was gay. Same, though. What are the odds? I was completely wrong about that. The reason why he's staring at her is because he's fucking possessed. Now I think I was wrong like a second time, because Lila and Rai properly meet at the end, and he's like, because Lila's a cross-dresser, right? And Rai is like he's very bisexual, and I think he was just bisexual brain neuron activate because he's very much into her. That actually kind of makes sense when it's like that way. So I don't know if he was possessed at that point, or if he was suspicious or aroused. I don't know. One or the other. Maybe both. Everything's kind of like devolving into a zombie situation. The magic is possessing things. The evil people from White London are also possessing people. It gets a little bit confusing. Also, the stone has become even more Lord of the Rings vibes, and it can make them invisible. Oh! Dude, the best part. So Lila, there's a masquerade that she needs to conveniently sneak into, right? And we're thinking, like, because Lila's kind of like a ruffian, and she's a cross-dresser, right? And she has to sneak into this fancy party, and so you're like, oh, she's getting her makeover arc. It's happening. It always happens, right? And I wouldn't have hated if they put her in a dress, but what they decided to do was so much fucking better. Because basically she goes into like this tent area where they have the different outfits and masks and stuff like that available, and the shopkeeper recognizes her because she saw her with Kel when they first get to Red London, and she assumes that she is like his like partner, and so she's like, oh, you can have whatever you want for free, because everyone's like, obsessed with Kel. He's like kind of like a second prince because he's Antari and he's like super powerful magician. They're like, oh my god, he's like mysterious and they love him, right? And so she's like, yeah, sure, I just need stuff, so we'll go with that. We're definitely together. And this lady's like trying to give her a dress, and she's like, no, this, and she like picks out like a men's outfit. So she's still cross-dressing, except now she's like hot. Mask too. The mask she picks out is fucking awesome. It's like a devil mask and it has like horns. And the shopkeeper lady is like, you look like a warlord. Are you sure your man will like this? And she's like, trust me, this is what he's into. Oh, we find out why Kel has the stone. I was kind of disappointed about where the stone came from. I thought there was going to be more of a story as to how it got into White London to begin with, before it was passed to Kel. Astrid and Athos, those are the rulers of White London, right? Athos just found it, apparently. He just found it. That's it. Oh, also, the stone is, it attached itself to Kel. That is the latest development, which means something about how he's going to have to get rid of it, because he has to take it to Black London to get rid of it, and it's attached to him, so he might not come back. I'm sure he'll find a way. I'm sure. I'm curious about the rock, though. Is it just a rock from the other world? More than just a rock? It's a boulder. Except it's not. It's a pebble. Oh god, I love Lila though. God, I fucking love her so much. She's the fucking best. You know how I was like, I think Lila is an Antari or something like that because one of her eyes is a darker shade of brown than the other one, right? And my logic was like, oh, maybe it's just because like it's not black like the other Antari because Grey London doesn't have magic, right? Maybe it's the magic that makes her eye black. Maybe it'll turn black or something like that. That's what I was anticipating. But we find out the reason why her eyes are two different shades is because one of her eyes is a prosthetic. Dude, she's a fucking Antari. I fucking know it. They meet somebody who is like, you have like magical capabilities. And they're like, no, there's no magic in her world. And they're like, no, she definitely is magical. Yes, 100%. Oh god. The book has a good ending though. Like a happy ending too. And I'm kind of surprised that it's a trilogy. The way it ends, it could be a standalone, honestly. I'm curious as to what's gonna happen to Holland though. Holland got screwed over. I was hoping, and I still am hoping, for a Holland redemption arc. Because he was being controlled, right? Astrid and Athos or whatever, they die, right? So I'm like, but he also is near death. And at the end, because Kel has to get rid of the stone. And when he finally does get it like detached from him, but he realizes he has a fucking opportunity and he does this fucking coldest fucking thing you can imagine, and he goes up to Holland, who is like on the ground bleeding out from the fight or whatever. He's like barely alive, and he uses Holland's blood to make a portal to Black London, and then he shoves him through with the stone. So he's like, hey, I don't have to take this myself anymore. Fuck yeah. Astrid, because she's possessing people in Red London, she like the prince, and then she like jumps to someone else. Basically she's like basically unguarded. She's unconscious. She's astral projecting. She's in her chamber. And so they send Lila to fucking assassinate her while she's like unguarded. But then she comes across the guard who is guarding the room that Astrid is in, right? Who has the instructions specifically to guard that room and to not let anyone in. He has to protect this doorway because he's magically compelled to, right? And they picked a fucking child to do this. You see where this is going? And it's supposed to be like this moment, a scrawny, like fucked up little child, and you're supposed to be thinking, oh, she's relating to him because she's had a hard life too. But like she has a heart, right? She wouldn't kill a child. And this kid is like, I have to guard this room. You cannot go past me. And then she's like, okay, like what if I do? And then he's like, you have to kill me to get past me. And then he's like staring at her and he's like, please kill me. And then she's just like, okay, like how do you want to die? She just fucking stabs him and he dies. And then she walks in and she fucking shoots Astrid in the head. Lila was asking Kelly, she's like, you ever killed anyone? And he was like, yeah, because I had to. And then she's like, me too. And then she's like, how was it? And he's like, what do you mean? And then she's like, I liked it. Meh. I know it's itchy, sorry. I think this is my prediction. I think Holland is going to survive. And I think he's going to come back in the next book. Because he was alive when they sent him to Black London. And he had the stone. I think that the stone is actually going to become... It either is or it's going to become Lila's eye. She's gonna rip her prosthetic out. She's gonna shove that shit in there. My dream is to have like a book club though. I want it so bad. Just a little bit. I just want... Because I'm parasocial as fuck. I just want some friends. And I just want people who will talk to me about books.
Is it a picture book?
I don't know. I listened to it as an audiobook. Do you think picture books can be audiobooks? Imagine it's just descriptions of what the pictures are. It kind of sounds like a good idea. I don't know. Also, it sounds like something my weird neurodivergent brain would like for some reason. I don't know why. Just imagine having someone describe a picture to me, like not being able to see it. Sounds very relaxing to me.
Describing a picture you can't see?
Actually, isn't that what all books are?
Yes.
We are the smartest people in the world. Oh my god.
Thank you for watching our video. Mode and I have been working really hard lately to try new things with our YouTube channel and Twitch streams, so if you've made it this far, your support means a lot to us. We stream 4 days a week on Twitch and new videos go up every Wednesday. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe to appease the algorithm gods, and join our Discord community for more updates.